when you're doing something like this, whether it's riding to the store or whether it's commuting to work, you got to be careful. I mean, it's essentially it's your body, your flesh, your blood versus automobiles versus traffic. Now it's easy to forget the dangers, but they do exist, and I think I should know this as well as anybody else. My right shoulder just had surgery. I'm still going through physical therapy for it. Although I am still riding, I got in about 151 miles last week, but the you can see the scar. They had to cut down to the bone, down to the joint. And we got right here, we got a burn. Yeah, that was Cadillac cut me off, and it's been a different color ever since it healed. The skin actually melted. We got down here, that was plate glass. That was fun. Needed some stitches there. Actually had, it wasn't just this shoulder. I actually had the other shoulder operated on too. This was the car back in July of '08. The Hungarian national with no American license. Well, she ostensibly had a Hungarian driver's license. She was driving somebody else's car with a cracked windshield and made a left hook. The other shoulder was a pothole on Platefield Ave. There was a large pothole, and it was not possible to avoid it. I was coming down the hill. The bike inverted itself. Both shoulders have been surgically rebuilt. Now, it's not enough that you have drivers doing careless things like cutting you off, running you off the road head first into a post, running you over directly. You also have people that are doing things maliciously.
Smackdown. Did a New York City police officer get caught on camera shoving a man on a bicycle to the ground?
New York, on a critical mass ride, police officer attacks a cyclist. He's actually claiming after the incident, the officer claimed that the cyclist attempted to run him over. But if you watch the video, it's quite clear the cyclist is trying to avoid hitting the policeman, who's unexpectedly running into his line of travel. And as the policeman runs closer and closer to the cyclist swerves further and further over to the side of the road to try and avoid an accident. Well, nearly causing this guy to run off the road into the crowd of pedestrians by the curbside, mind you, because there's people standing there who could also have been hurt. Isn't apparently enough for the officer. The officer body checks the cyclist, knocks him off the bike, and promptly arrests him for attacking the officer. And this was the police department's line for a long time. They were insisting that the cyclist had attempted to run the officer down with his bicycle. Well, if you watch the video, it's quite clear. The officer has to take several strides and run almost to the other side of the street before he's able to lay his hands on the cyclist. So clearly the cyclist wasn't swerving at the officer. But for whatever reason you can think of, I'm not a psychic. I can't say why the officer decided to just up and try to smash somebody's skull in. But apparently, that's what he did. So at the end of the day, you got to realize you got to be careful on the road. It's fun, and we wouldn't do it if it's fun, really. But there are a lot of dangers out there, and you'd be remiss to ignore them. And you'd be remiss not to think about them, because there are a lot of people out there who do not look out for cyclists. So you got to look out for yourself.